Hi everyone, it's me again, Payal. Very nice to meet you guys. I hope you're having a lovely time. I'm here to talk about how reading changed my life. So, first things first, how I got into reading. I think the very first instant was when my mom gave me my first pocket money. I think it was 150 rupees when I was in my school and there was a book fair and the only thing I could buy was books. And my school was a Christian school, so all they had were books on Christianity, non-fiction books. So the very first book I picked was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, and it changed my life. I still remember some of its quotes. I think I've always been inclined towards stories, be it in movies or books. And the thing that strikes me the most is what I cannot think of. A movie or a book which shows you a different perspective or a different layer to a person or different characters, which just helps you think. There are so many possibilities to a human being or to a story and how it develops. So I used to watch a lot of television and my mom thought this is a good escape because I have got a lot of books and I should just read them. So I used to read a lot of books and this is how it started. Then as I progressed, I think I was 13 or 14 years of age, I became the person who issues books for other students with the librarian, and I kind of like put my dabs on Dawson's Creek and Mary Kate and Ashley, and that is how I started reading fiction. It was a whole new world for me, different stories, just like movies, but it had a different angle towards it. Like you can imagine characters and you can imagine, oh, this is how the situation happened in your head, this is what the person should be wearing, I don't know. And it just gave me a different perspective on life, and suddenly I started enjoying reading. Then came my Chetan Bhagat phase. Yes, please judge me all you want. Yeah, I loved all his books, I read all his books, and I cherish those days. I was a different person, but yeah. I borrowed books from my friends. I used to read them so quickly. If the book is interesting, I used to finish it in a week. So after my Chetan Bhagat phase, slowly I came to know that I like fiction more than non-fiction, of course. And I slowly drifted towards fiction books and the kind of authors I like. And the more I read, the more I understood myself. And this is how I stumbled upon a random book exchange, and one of the strangers gifted me Haruki Murakami book. I need a moment for this. And that person who sent me that book also had a note on that said, if you're gonna read this, you're gonna love him or hate him. There is no in between. And guess what happened? Yes, I fell in love with Haruki Murakami and there was no turning back. I really like how it helps me to be in this vibe of Japan and that serenity and solitude, like the music you see in Lost in Translation movie or Her movie, if you know what I mean. Those books take me into that vibe. I'm trying to finish a lot of his books because all the books have a similar vibe and the stories are terrific. You cannot even fathom what's gonna happen next. And there's always a subtle element of love which I haven't seen yet in my life. So that is why I read Haruki Murakami. I think I've read more than 10 books of Haruki Murakami and I'm still reading one currently, guess what? So why do you need reading? It really helps you imagine stuff, so it helps you develop the way you think, helps you see different perspectives to any situation and people. It helps you see layers in people's characters. It helps you reduce stress. Yeah, I love reading and it is one of my routine which helps me de-stress. It's part of my me time. You know what I mean. If you prefer a book before sleeping, it is the best, relaxes your mind. When you're reading a book and then you just suddenly fall asleep, I mean, and you had the best sleep you ever had, I think I've done that. So, but having said that, there are also cons to reading. For example, I have a very distorted sense of romance and reality now because I've seen so many characters do huge romantic gestures for women. So, yeah. And I think the major con of reading books is losing time. Because if I like a book, I just spend my whole night or whole day reading it without thinking that, oh, I have some appointment or I need to socialize or I have work the next day. You're just in the moment and you just binge a book. That's 100 times better than binging a show. Oh guys, I guarantee you that. How to start reading? I would say start small. Take out 5 or 10 minutes of your day, whatever time you like, be it in the morning or at night. Just take it out and read whatever pages you can in those 5-10 minutes. For me, I have developed a habit of waking up and preparing my coffee, and after I meditate for 10 minutes, I usually give 15 minutes to reading books, and I usually finish 10 to 20 pages every day. And on Saturdays or Sundays, I spend 30 minutes or 1 hour. Depends on my schedule, but I do enjoy reading a lot in the morning. So that is my routine, but whatever feels good to you, I would say start small, spend 5 or 10 minutes. The second thing is develop a routine. As I said earlier, morning or night, just develop a routine, try to do it for 30 days at a stretch, and it would be ingrained in your brain and you wouldn't even know. It's a muscle memory now. The third thing is try different genres. Example, romance, fantasy, horror, sci-fi, whatever works for you. It is similar to movies, or non-fiction, whatever works for you, but try it out and then try to read similar books so that you build interest. Set a goal. I plan my book reading schedule for the whole year. I have a sheet where I map what books I'm reading, and I try to finish more than 20 books a year. Earlier it was like 1 book per month because I've been a reader since I was a kid. But if you're starting now, I think just having a goal of 5 books a year or 1 book per month is a beautiful thing to have. So set goals so that it helps you plan better. Last thing would be, if you guys like reading with people so that you are on track. So some people like to go to work out together with people so that they're motivated enough to do it. You can join a book club and read together and then discuss characters and what other people think about it. I am not a book club person, but if you guys are, I think that will help you form this habit of reading. Books I recommend. If you like non-fiction, I would say start with 48 Rules of Power by Robert Greene. It will blow your mind. Or Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. If you're a fiction person like me and you have never read a fiction book before but you like movies, I would say start with The Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, or I would say start this, Midnight Library from Matt Haig. I am from India and this book really attracted me. This is a story of Draupadi and it's one of my favorite books. If you wanna check out Indian mythology, I recommend this book too. This is a book that really made me a better person. One of my friends gifted me this. Thank you. This is an amazing book. I would recommend. Please read Alif Shafak. Love. How can I not recommend a Haruki Murakami book? You can see the sparkle in my eyes. So this is my favorite book from Haruki Murakami. I would say start with an easy book, because this is, if you pick this as your first book, you're not gonna get the grip on reading. But as you develop this habit and you are interested in Murakami, please give it a try. It's an awesome book and an awesome story with 2 moons. Oops for the spoilers. Recently I read this book. This has got Nobel Prize and I was intrigued. So I just picked it up and it just blew my mind. The story, the characters, the layers. People who haven't had a good childhood would relate to this book a lot, and yeah, and even not. If you want to read and know more about humans, I recommend this book highly. And a book that is very close to my heart. I don't know why, just the story of this book made me feel bittersweet in the end, but also how characters develop and how their choices shape their reality and what love means in different person's eyes. So I would recommend this book too. Okay, that's all. Please do read, because reading is an awesome habit to have. And let me know if you want to know more about my reading schedule and what I like to read and how I develop this habit. But thank you so much for watching. I love you guys.